for home instead. This gentleman here is my boss, to be very
Hi,
nice.
I'm Dale.
Nicola's asked me to come along today to talk to you about the role of a carer, what it's like to be a carer, which has been quite good because it made me stop and think about what is my role, what do I do? And I suppose I see myself as a professional friend, somebody that my clients can really rely on. They know that if I say I'm going to be there at 8:30, I will be there at 8:30, not 8:45, because they might not be able to get out of bed. I'll be there when I say I will. And they're someone that they can trust, that they know that whatever they say to me, whatever I see is private between us, unless it would obviously be something harmful I would need to speak to somebody about. So I offer them gentle support, advice, and wherever I feel that they need care, or they feel that they need care. And then I thought about who could be a carer. Well, anybody could be a carer. You don't have to have any wonderful skills to be a carer, but to be a good carer, you have to have a different set of skills. So the most important thing is to be patient. So you have to go in, the elderly are much slower. Whatever they do, they've slowed down. As they get older, usually they're less able. They might have memory problems, so they can't remember. They might have mobility problems, might need wheelchairs, sticks, whatever it is to help them. So in order for them to feel comfortable, you need to slow down. There's no point in rushing someone. If you've only got 5 minutes, it's not going to do them any good. It's going to make them feel that their self-esteem will be low, and it won't help anybody. It will just make them agitated. The other skill that you need, or the other quality that you need, is you really need to like people. If you don't like people, this is not the job for you. This is not a work for you. You have to go into somebody's home, somebody vulnerable. You have to be able to listen to them and enjoy chatting with them. Every one of them has a really interesting story to tell you, and often they have no one to listen to except you in that day. You might be the only person they're going to see that day. So it's important to listen to them and encourage them to talk to you and tell them about your life too, and build that relationship, build trust. You need to have respect. You need to be polite. The older generation like you to be polite, to say please, to say thank you. Is it okay if I put the kettle on? Is it all right? Do you mind if I do this? So that they feel like you value them as human beings. You're not just there telling them what to do. I suppose the most important thing is to think about how you would like to be treated if that was you. If you were in a position where you were vulnerable and nobody was, and how you would feel if somebody else was taking care of you, or your parents. You have to be aware, you have to use your eyes and your ears to be aware of what's going on around. Is there anything there that's not safe? Have they left the gas on? Is there a carpet they're going to fall over? So you're kind of monitoring all the time. Are they physically, have they changed? Have they got a rash? Are they in pain more? So you're kind of all the time checking on those things to make sure that they're okay. You have to be trustworthy. Not just that you might steal something or you might take something that's not yours. Of course, that would be completely out of the question. But trust with you're in their home, in their space, with the most intimate details of their life. They don't want you to go and tell the lady next door, oh, do you know what she does? It's private. You have to respect that and be trustworthy. Obviously, you must explain if there's something that you see that is happening that's illegal, if they're being bullied, or there's somebody that's threatening them in any way, or they feel vulnerable, then you must be able to disclose that I just disclose that to my manager or to my employer. If it's a police matter, then they will take that further if there's something that needs to be talked about. But obviously you must discuss that first with the person. These people have lost a lot of their own independence. So it's good to encourage them to be as independent as they possibly can. Things that they used to do for themselves. They used to go to the toilet by themselves. They used to wash themselves. They used to dress themselves. Now they have to ask people for help with that. And that's a very difficult thing for lots of people, for most people to do. So you have to be aware of that. They might be embarrassed or fearful or resentful or sad. So you have to ask yourself all the time, how would I feel if that was me? And treat them with the respect that you would do, that you would like for yourself. And you need to have a sense of humour. Because if you can make something into a joke and make it laugh and light-hearted, then it makes them feel better about the day. It helps you with your day, and most difficult situations can be softened with a bit of humour. So I thought I'd tell you about one of my days. So my day starts, I arrive at my first client 8:30 in the morning. I have to ring the doorbell. I ring it hard because she can't hear, she's deaf, so I have to ring it not too loud, but loud enough that it wakes her up and she hears me. I wait patiently. I don't pace up and down. She's going to take a long time to get to the door. She can't walk very well. Her mobility is poor. We greet each other, we have a little chat. I ask if I can use the phone. Excuse me. I have to phone in to log in to say that I've arrived at my client. I get her morning washing routine. She can't get upstairs to the bathroom anymore, so she has a strip wash in the kitchen. So I help her with that. I ask her, what does she need from me? I don't go in and tell her what I need to do for her. It's her house, it's her body. I try and respect that she needs my support, but she needs to be independent as much as she can be. So we have a chat while she washes, and we talk about stuff so she doesn't feel self-conscious. We're just talking about the weather or the shopping or what we did at the weekend while she's washing. I help her to get dry, I help her with anything that she asks me to do. Then we go to the bedroom, and I help her to dress. I let her choose what she wants to wear because it's her responsibility, it's her independence. If she needs help with buttons or if she needs me to help her put something on, then of course that's what I will do. And then I ask her what she would like for breakfast. I don't say to her, you're having this today. I say, what would you like? Is there anything you like for breakfast? Usually people want toast or porridge. So I then help prepare her porridge, make her tea. All the time I ask what she would like. I don't assume that I know better than her. She's 90 years old. She's lived a long life. She's been through a war. She's had a marriage. She's raised children. She's got a whole life that she can tell me about. And all of a sudden she's become old, and people think she doesn't have an opinion anymore. She doesn't have any status in society. So I try and encourage her to have her say. So sometimes she'll tell me stuff about what she's been doing, and I tell her stuff about what I've been doing. How was her weekend? She'll say, oh, she's been on an outing with her family. I ask her questions about it, and then I'll talk to her about what I did at the weekend. So she feels like we're in a friendly relationship. I can then assist her with taking her medicine. I remind her what medicine she needs to take, and ask her, does she need water? How is she feeling? Does she feel the new medicine's making her feel better? Everything I do, I have to write down in a journal, so it's recorded, there's information about what's gone on with us together. I say goodbye to her, and I log out of the phone, and I close the door, make sure it's closed safely, say goodbye, and I go to my next lady. The next lady I go to has keys in the safe, so I let myself in with her keys. I call out to let her know that I'm there, so I'm not to frighten her. I help her to get dressed. I make her bed. I remind her to put on her alarm, her hearing aid, her glasses, make sure she's got everything there that she needs. And then I have to put cream on her legs and put on her compression socks. We chat, and I have a look to see if her legs are okay, if they're getting better. I ask her what she would like for breakfast. While she brushes her hair, I go and get her breakfast ready. We have a chat, and I help her do some exercises that she's been given from the physiotherapy department. We have a big laugh because she's fitter than me. She's 88, but she can do the exercises better than me. So we have a laugh together, and I leave her well and settled, say goodbye, and it's on to my next client. And pretty much the same, but this lady, she has early stages of dementia. So when I go there, I'm there to make her a good meal at lunchtime because she doesn't always remember to eat. I serve her food and wash up, give a bit of a tidy in the house, put her clothes away, and then sometimes I get her to help me. We'll change the bed together, or she'll say, can we go to the shops? We'll go out and do a bit of shopping. She loves to go to the shops and have a little bit of independence because she can't go by herself anymore. She won't remember how to get home. I can help her and guide her, and we can do that. And we chat. She's been a nurse for 30 years. She's been a carer. She's looked after other people, and now she can't look after herself. So Sometimes she finds that very sad. But I listen with interest and I remind her to take her medication, and I leave her well and rested and happy, and we look forward to seeing each other together. My next client is physically a very fit 93-year-old lady. She needs to have frequent fluids, must have lots of drinks because she's got a chest problem, and it needs to be, she needs to drink a lot. And if I don't remind her, then she would forget. So I make sure there's a drink that I leave by her side. I give her drinks while I'm there. We chat about stuff and I prepare her lunch, because she also won't remember to eat if somebody's not there to remind her. She tells me about her childhood in very, very clearly. She can remember when she was 4. She can't remember what my name is, but she can remember that when she was 4, she lived in the country, she had no electricity, she went to school by donkey in a cart. I'm fascinated with the story, but I've heard it 100 times. Every time I go, we hear the same story. But I try and be patient, and I try and bring in something new, otherwise it's difficult for her, it's difficult for me. So we go out, we go to the park. She loves to go and watch children or watch a little puppy being trained. We go and have a cup of tea in a cafe. She enjoys seeing the people, and for that moment, she can live in the moment. When we go back home, she doesn't remember if and I say to her, did you like it in the park today? She says, I think I did. She can't really remember if she did or not, but that's fine, it doesn't matter. We've had a nice time together. I record what we've done in the journal, and I log out and say goodbye and leave. So of course, no 2 days being a carer are the same. I never know what the day will bring. I do know that I'll have a positive connection with the people that I care for, with interesting people. Is this a good job? It's a difficult job sometimes. Is it a well-paid job? No, but it's improving. Is it a high status? Not in society, but if you ask anybody that you look after how much they value you, or their family value you, you're very well valued. And I feel that my workplace values me too. I know there's always support if I have a problem, there's always somebody at the office that will support me. And I think if you do your job well, the satisfaction is very, very great. And if you work for a good agency, like Homestead, you know that you have an office full of knowledgeable and supportive people to help you through it. Always somebody at the end of the phone whenever you need it. And you go home feeling satisfied because you've made a difference to somebody's life. Yeah. And there's not a lot of jobs that you can do that. And that's my day.
Oh, that's very good.